Okay. Last time on Shadowrun Button Run, we land in Portland, collect our payment from Jamaica, and go home. We arrange to meet Frau Schmidt and deliver the book we picked up in Germany, while Franklin catches up with an acquaintance. And then we meet Frau Schmidt in the green room at the Pissing Baron. Franklin's friend is Fiddlesticks, a pixie tailor. They discuss some weird, magically ominous portents. Frau Schmidt arrives at the Pissing Baron, collects her book, and pays us a handsome sum. Neil and Slick stay at the Baron to tie one on while the others leave to go and do their own things. Clay meets with his bandmates, who are concerned about one of their number, who has gone a bit recluse. Slick receives a call from Charles. After some small talk, Charles asks Slick a favor. 2 kids in the outreach program have gone missing, possibly headed for Portland. He asks Slick to find out if they're okay. Neil awakens in a dockwagon facility, having overindulged, chases there, and initiates a one-man intervention. Orla gets a visit from Adeza, who tells her to prepare for posh company. The visitor is her mother, Princess Charlotte. There are lots of machinations going on at court. Machinations? Machinations. Machinations. Long story short, she wants to take her to court. Wait. Oh, posing as her fiancé, the Elven Lord Mumphrey's daughter. Mumphrey's? She has a week to decide whether that sounds dumb or not. Adeza, it turns out, is against the plan, just quietly. Clay goes to visit his troubled bandmate Bodhi, who could charitably be described as an interesting dude. He's concerned about Clay, but also he's gotten himself into a financial hole by booking a venue or something. Clay reassures him, and they jam. Franklin receives an extremely encrypted message from Bitzy. She's very concerned about someone fucking with her network and wants to enlist his help. He replies in affirmative and summons a couple of sprites to help her. He then gives them a pep talk for some reason. And I believe that is everything.
Sounds like it. Okay.
I think you misspelt inspiring speech.
So, Clay, what was your next move?
Did you actually want me to pay back or initiate some sort of contact with these people to pay them back? Because I just automatically took the money out and...
No, you just paid them?
Yeah.
Well, it works.
I mean, we can RP that if you want me to.
Well, I mean, I'd say the only purpose to doing that is whether you wanted to change the outcome. And if you don't...
I mean, I could maybe talk them down.
Is that what you want to do?
I could also get him to blacklist Bodhi from making any bookings like that. That would probably take higher priority.
So is that something that you do within the group, or are you talking about going down and seeing this guy and saying don't deal with him anymore kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The latter.
How much do you know about this guy, Anton the clerk? So this is a question of, it's entirely up to you how much you might know about this kind of guy, depending on how interested Clay is in the business side of things.
I think one of the other band members probably... I think Claire probably has more of the business side interests, so I might have to hit her up.
Okay. Well, I guess we can make it easier and just say, so I guess after talking with Bodhi, everyone's kind of in the studio.
Cool.
They're not quite jamming yet, but they're, I guess, sort of tuning, and the odd melody is being thrown out. Yeah, Bodhi looks still a bit drawn and pale, but he's participating
Cool.
sporadically.
So, hey, Claire. Do you know what Bodhi did while he was shut in?
Heard he was looking at booking some gigs or something.
Yeah, he did do that with some dude named Leclerc. Maybe I'm just getting that name mixed up with your name.
Antoine Leclerc.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you know anything about him?
He's in a bit of the darker side of the business.
Fun.
Predatory lending, that sort of thing, you know.
Great.
Intellectual property theft.
Oh,
This isn't sounding too good to me, Clay.
awesome. Yeah, so I was just gonna pay back Bodhi's debt. Do I need to worry about this interaction?
I never met the guy, but from what I heard, he's very particular about manners. You know, like he's one of these guys that thinks he's better than everybody else. And I guess everyone treats him that way because the people who don't treat him that way end up in the compost heap.
Okay, cool. That's good to know, I guess. All right. I guess there's not much else for it. I'll just make a note to call this dude later.
Okay.
Or I'll just send him a message saying, "Hey, I'm prepared to settle Bodhi's debt. Happy to negotiate face to face."
Okay. Message is sent. Is it essentially as simple as that? The message?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm really worried about what that might entail. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, Neil, you've recovered enough to discharge yourself.
Yes, sweet. I would like to buy a dock wagon contract on my way out.
Okay. How long for and at what level?
I put down. I recorded this last week, and I put down a basic contract for 1 year.
Okay.
It's pretty cost effective.
It is the cost here.
Yeah, so 5,000 for a year for basic.
Yeah. Cool. Easily done.
Sweet. I don't have to worry about getting hungover.
Exactly. They'll come and pull you out of. Calling what you have now is a hangover. The reason why you ended up there was the bit before the hangover, the overindulging bit.
Same old.
Just before I forget as well, like Slick, did you send a message to Neil last week?
Yeah, because obviously I've woken up and he's not in the apartment, so I've sent him a load of messages like, where the fuck are you? Where are you? And I'm guessing there's probably a few from the night of as well, because surely I feel like I started with Neil at the bar drinking, but then Neil obviously went on his own mission and decided to go over the top, and I clearly got home somehow. So
right.
I would imagine Slick has sent you a lot of shit.
Yeah, so we did sort of play this out a little bit in the chat. Yeah, so basically, Neil just messages you back pretty much straight after Chase leaves, saying, "Sorry, Slick, ship went down. Not sure what happened. Ended up in dock wagon. Leaving now. What you need." It's unpunctuated because Neil doesn't believe in being slowed down by things like commas.
Well, Slick just replies back saying, "Advice. I want advice. I need some advice." How long until you'll be home?
Well, I'm heading back now, so however far it is, how long it takes to get from the Dockwagon Hospital to there, and then dirty Uber, yuck, paying other people to use their cars.
Where the hell did you go last night?
Yeah, well, that's a long story, and if I ever find it out, maybe I'll let you know.
All right, well, just scratch it off, hey man, just scratch it off.
I definitely remember leaving the Pissing Baron. Maybe. I think I remember not being there. What? Don't know.
Well, nice to know you're all right.
Yeah, how did you get on? You didn't end up in a hospital being lectured, did you?
No. I didn't wake up feeling fresh, but yeah, I got woken up by a phone call from an old friend with some concerning news. Hence the advice.
Oh, from back home?
Yeah, Charles.
Oh, I know Charles. What's the deal? Is it to do with Morty, or?
No, I think Morty's all right. I have there's some kids that have gone missing though. I've got a bit of info. I'm just I'll wait until you get home, but I think I need to go out on a mission and go find these kids. I'm gonna help Charles out.
Okay, that sounds a bit fucking weird because we're not even remotely close to the sprawl. Sweet. Well, when I get home, we'll fucking suss it, eh?
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna eat some highly sweetened soy paste and feel bad for a little bit, but then we can sort it out.
Hangovers are no good. Stay strong.
Okay, Franklin. So, as I recall, you sent out 2 sprites. Am I right?
Correct. One was like there to it's basically pass on a message to Bitzy, and also to relay messages from her between me and her. And the other one was just a beefed up security sprite to which I summoned as a desperate role, if I recall. And it was there solely to act as like basically a firewall for Bitsy's, a sprite firewall for Bitzy's deck, specializing in protection against Technomancers.
Cool. Okay, so and they were both penguins. They just had
Both
different
penguins.
outfits. Yeah.
Correct. These ones, like, obviously, look like they're straight out of Langley. You know, talk like G-men, act like G-men, but are penguins.
Was there anything to differentiate between the two of them?
Yeah, obviously, like, one's, you know, just is only wearing a shirt and some slacks, and he's got a little earpiece. And the other one is wearing dark sunglasses, a suit blazer, you know, suit and tie, and looks like it's three penguins in, you know, in one penguin. It's a beefy looking penguin, sitting there quietly, like.
I thought you were gonna say like 3 penguins in a trench coat.
That would be funny. I'll save that for later. So yeah, good input.
Okay, so shirt and slacks. Rez is in the virtual next to you.
I turn to it and snap report.
Packets delivered, but connection severed afterwards.
Why?
What did you say? Why?
Yeah.
Node no longer online.
Interesting. I want to make my you know, corporeal form comfortable. You know, maybe light some incense, recline in a lounge chair, and release myself into the matrix. And if I can, I would like to locate my security sprite. Did it make contact with Bitzy's node?
So you can feel that it is still around because you would know if it wasn't, but it has no listed address. This isn't as mysterious as it sounds necessarily. This could happen if for example, your sprite entered a node that was then unplugged from the matrix. So the node itself is still active, but no longer connected to the matrix. The sprite would still persist. It would just be locked in its little room until connection was reestablished.
I'm going to try just go for like roleplay purposes. I guess I'm in like a CIA control room surrounded by penguins. And I'm just like, get me Bitzy on the line, and
So connection unable to be established.
can't call her. I want to call up the team. Well, not my team, the old team. I'm gonna call their best known contact. I'm gonna call Neil. And by the way, I'm wearing Fiddlestick's new outfit, which looks a lot like Neil's.
I'd have to press pause on that as Neil real life. Oh, okay. Maybe he's okay. Or is he saying 1 minute? I don't know. Let's cut over to no. Okay, we're okay.
No, I made the mistake of ringing Dad about 5:30, so he just called me back. Sorry, what was the question?
Your comlink starts ringing. It's Franklin.
Oh,
It's a video call.
Oh.
This is possibly
Oh.
while you're in the Uber.
Actually, my comlink's in my head, so that was pointless. Oh. Franklin, what's up? What's up, Ome?
Hey, your guy's Dicker you've got on retainer. Have you been able to contact her?
Haven't heard from her today, but I only just got up.
Can you try calling her while I'm on the line, please?
Sure. Hang on, and I'll try and connect to Bitzy.
I mean, I doubt she's screening my calls, but it's happened before.
No, surely not.
So Bitzy answers and says, "Hey Neil."
Yo, hey, did you hear from Franklin? Just trying to get hold of you.
Oh no, must be some interference. I'll see if I can get in touch with him. Everything all right?
Wow. Yeah, I think so. Just your usual. As far as I know.
Can
actually-
you ask her? Can you tell her if it's okay if I come and meet her in person?
I think she's going to give you a ring.
Okay. But just in case she can't ring me, do you think you could do that anyway?
Sure, I'll do that. Okay, so I'll disconnect that call with Franklin and be like, was that weird? Is he being weird?
Yeah, I kind of think he is. He's you know how I am with those kind of guys, and
Oh, I forgot he was a fucking space wizard or whatever.
yeah, that's it. I'm ducking him. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he said he wants to come and visit, and I told him you'd give him a ring or not. What did I say? I told him I'd ask. You know what? It was 30 seconds ago. I can't remember what I said. Oh wait, you were on the line. You probably heard me say it.
Yeah. I'll sort it out. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know if you need any help, whatever that might be. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, just be careful what I mean, we've been together a long time, and this guy, I don't know what his game is, so just be careful.
Okay. And I should definitely transfer my passwords off that posted in my wallet. I know I told you I'd do that like a year ago.
Yeah, geez. Come on, Neil. That's just basic.
I mean, I'll get around to it.
Okay. Well, gotta go.
Fuck, is that how Neil says goodbye now? Oh, this is shaping up to be a hell of a day already. Whew. That's only the crack of dawn.
Okay. Orla.
Yo.
Left alone with her thoughts.
I messaged group chat. Guys, I need some advice. Can we
Am I in the group chat? I'm not, eh?
Well, we do. I think we have a group chat with Franklin and one without.
Yeah. I messaged the one without Franklin in it.
Oh!
It's personal.
Yeah, just think of this as a starting place for your arc, and then when you get accepted, think how good you'll feel.
Chili pepper emoji, cry laughing emoji on an angle.
Could we can we meet up or something? If anyone's free, we can grab a drink or.
Ooh.
I'm just waiting for Neil.
Coffee.
I've got some shit to talk about as well.
Well, Slick, do you want to? Is this a private thing, or can we all talk about this? Can we? We
Hey,
could have a
more heads in the game. You know, the better.
sweet, cool. Let's go somewhere that sells something fried.
I agree. That
Yeah, I
is-
could eat.
Yeah.
Sweet. That sounds
All
good.
right. Well, I'm on my way back to the flat. So sorry, the apartment. We're in North America. So I'll be able to grab the car and I'll just fucking pick you guys up and we'll go somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm pretty sure I still have a car in this town. I can't keep track.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so at the restaurant. Wow, it sounds more like you were going to a fast food kind of place, I assume, rather than a restaurant. There's still a few.
Kentucky Fried Soy.
Yeah, there's not
Something-
as many in Portland, but they exist.
Sort of like the cheaper end of what pretends to be an old school diner.
All right, who wants to start?
I think there's
It's
Mick
Portland,
Hughes.
so it'll be like deconstructed Kentucky Fried Soy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe there's they try to be fancy, or maybe they just don't care.
Well,
So yeah, you're huddled around in a booth with your delicious meals.
Chicken.
I want to start off by asking Neil like his side of the story. You know what? You know you've gone missing before. This is not like the first time. Like what the fuck happened?
I was just blackout, bro. I fucking
Just blackout drunk again.
well, I mean, you say again, and it's true. Short answer,
as long
yes.
as hey, look, as long as you had fun, buddy, I'm all up for it. I was just worried you were fucking gone, man, for a while.
Oh yeah, you don't need to worry. Chase came to see me and did a whole intervention, so now I'm definitely fine forever.
You definitely look fine.
Do they serve beer here?
Do they? Yeah, I would say they do. I'd say that they're a little more European. Yeah.
I'll just get something light, a pale lager.
Hair of the
I
dog,
forgot-
hey. Hair of the dog, man. It'll make you feel better.
If they got something like a Radler, something with a little bit of fucking fruit juice in it, you know?
That sounds probably appropriate. Yeah.
A refreshing breakfast drink.
So you just really have no details on the night whatsoever. Okay, well,
I could check my my transactions on my cred stick, but I prefer not to, you know?
that,
what goes
that
on?
could be really fun.
What goes on tour stays on tour. It's not a tour.
Well, all I wanted to, well, I say all. It's yeah, I might have to disappear, guys. I had a friend get in touch with me. You know, his name's Charles. I think Neil knows him. He's the he's the guy that helped me, you know, join you guys. You know, he's part of you know, giving me a new life, which pretty damn happy with. It's a pretty cool job, I'll give you that. I think he's got a bit of trouble back home, and he's looking for. He's got some kids that have gone missing. I've got some details, and I think I need to go help him out. And,
so
I don't know. I was just kind of hoping maybe you guys could help me hash out a plan or something along those lines.
It's important to note, sorry to interrupt, that the kids who have gone missing ran away to Portland, which is why Charles was contacting you.
They ran away. Do you know? I wanted to ask you, Ben, because I swear I typed this down, but I don't have any of the details of my situation.
So what Charles told you was that, well, he thinks they might be down there because he knows that the boy has an uncle in Portland. So he was basically saying, go and see the uncle and see if he knows where they've gone, whether they've gone down there, because they were talking about it back at the shelter.
Yeah, I knew that. Do we know what their names were? I thought I had. I swear there were some names involved, and we had I had an address or something as well.
Yep. Through the power of copy and paste. Ignore the little details; those are just from the log.
Oh right.
It's not. It's not like it's a tweet or anything.
All right, sweet.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously, I think we can probably help out, and this doesn't seem like a, this isn't a complicated, high stakes thing. I think we can sort this out pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I kind of figured it might just just be a normal checkup thing. I'll be able to do on my own, but I thought I'd just double check with you guys. I think I'll be fine, but I'm just a bit scared going out on my own. I feel I feel pretty safe with you guys, but going off on my own mission.
Yeah, no, we've got your back. Now, I don't want to sound too mercenary. We normally work for money. I wouldn't really feel comfortable taking money from Charles because he is running a charity, but Morty holds his purse strings, and we should at least ask the question. Not to take money from him, but if he can get a line of credit from Morty, then hey. Anyway.
I wasn't even thinking that, but
no, that's because
I like the starting point. Thank you.
That's because you're a good person, and the weight of the world has yet to crush your spirit. On the other hand, my thinking is now clear because I'm not burdened by pretending that anything is worth anything. Yeah, but I mean, we'll help them out regardless. I'm not saying we'll only help for money, but yeah, just can't hurt to keep the old finances flowing.
Would I, because I feel like, maybe can I borrow the car, Neil? Like, is that going to be safe for me to do? I can do that, right?
You can borrow it if you want, but if you want to do some stuff, man, we can all. I mean, I'll definitely help you out.
Oh, hey, co-driver.
Honestly, if we had a favor owing from Morty, that would probably be value enough.
That's a good point. All right. Well, Orla, what was you? Do you need to find some missing teenagers, or?
No, but I may also need to go away. I don't know. That's kind of what I need your advice on.
Well, same deal. We're a team. What do you need?
So I had a visit yesterday from a Dazer who warned me that I was about to get a visit from someone else who was my mother, Princess Charlotte.
Just to be clear, at the moment, we don't know about your background, right? Or do we?
I was about to say, I feel like Slick has
Say what?
That's involved here.
So I've tried to tell this to you guys before, haven't been able to, but I am sort of a love child of Queen Charlotte. I've been kept a secret.
Sorry.
Bonafide royalty, huh? Clay starts making some notes.
There's a song in here somewhere.
Please go on.
I was raised by my father, basically. He obviously was an elf, and the relations wasn't very approved of, especially since she was not married. Anyway, she wants me to come back. To be back at court.
Back to England.
Yeah, and her whole thing is that she's marrying this new dude who they're going to try and say I'm the daughter of, so that I can be like her stepdaughter and live in royalty.
Well, I don't know about you, Ola, but this is all a bit crazy. But that all sounds like you clearly left that for a reason. Fuck that shit. Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do if you don't go back?
I can't remember. She'll be very disappointed.
your mother is one of those sorts of people who doesn't provide or else. It's more like this is happening.
Yeah.
She wasn't giving you a choice as such,
No.
because that's not how she is. She's like,
Yeah.
you will do this. This is what's going to happen. I'm telling you what your fate is.
Because she's never been told no before.
So basically, I can go back there and live this lifestyle, even though pretending that I'm not a royal, yet living with the royals, or stay here and be as I always have been and what I'm used to. And also, a lot of people hate me there. Like, if they find out who I am, it'll like ruin her, it'll ruin me, it'll be a shit show.
This all sounds pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah. It's the breaking the news to my mother.
Fuck, Slick, you just got upstaged.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, weird royalty, family, not family. Yeah, it's pretty crazy situation. I'll give you that.
Are you gonna?
I'm playing a game of hide and seek. That's all I'm doing, really.
How
They
long
will-
till?
They were like very upset that I went to Germany
Why?
because
Yeah, it's like a whole other country.
I know, but it's so close, and we
Don't
weren't
mention
supposed to
the war.
draw attention to ourselves, and I guess we did a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's not even any of their business.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, like I say, clearly you ran away from that life. You don't want to go back there, do you? Fuck what those guys think.
Do they? What does it pay being a royal bastard or whatever?
That's what I was going to ask.
Well, they won't know that I'm a royal bastard. I'll just be
Oh.
a stepdaughter.
Yeah, but I mean, do they still get money?
Surely.
Don't know.
Oh, who's that old as royal chick who's still getting owned by the tabloids all the time? Meghan Markle. Is it going to be like that fucking situation? Because she's from America, but like, I guess you're not. Yeah, it's confusing. Is there like a deadline? Is she like fucking? How long have you got to?
I don't know, but she's not very patient. I think she was going back in like a week or something.
Can't we just
Okay.
get
I'm going to
Bitzy
pitch
to
something.
hide
Gonna
you?
pitch something wild, and I don't want anyone to shut me down until they've heard the whole sentence. Fake your own death. Huh?
I mean, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it, but they've got so many tabs on me.
Well, this can't Bitzy help hide you like digitally? Is that how they're after you? Is that how they find people?
Maybe. I mean, I feel like I'm like
You just
constantly
get like a new identity.
under surveillance. Apparently, they watch my apartment and have like I asked
Oh.
Daza if she found anything that was like snooping. She's like, nothing that we already didn't know about or some shit.
Oh man, that's creepy. Well, Bitzy got me like an I didn't even have an identity. Like, surely we can get another one for Ola.
It's a bit different. It's a bit different when you've got like government dickers on the job. It's a.
And people
kind of
didn't
a-
know who you were anyway. No offense.
It's kind of. It's kind of a whole nother level.
It's like, what is it? MI6? 5? What is it?
MI6.
6. It's those fuckers in suits.
Yeah, that's that it really is kind of next level. Like they'd be hard to fool too, but I reckon it'd be worth a try.
Maybe we need to be asking for other kinds of help then. If you're saying this is some serious shit, Franklin, remember that guy? You know, doesn't he know some serious shit about all this stuff?
Well, yeah. He did seem pretty confident in his abilities.
He can drive a mining robot.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are really cold to him. I don't know. I kind of like the guy.
The silence is deafening.
I mean, do you think that he'd be trusted with this secret about me?
I mean, do you remember what we've just been through? Like, I feel like he didn't screw us over? He pretty much helped me out.
Yeah.
along the whole
Like Neil
fucking
said,
journey.
like the world is yet to crush your spirit. So
Yeah, I mean, the only person I would trust 100% to handle it is Bitzy, but I don't know if she's got the big enough internet guns to make it happen.
What if we
Well,
ask Bitzy first, and if she can't, ask if it's a good idea to get Franklin involved?
Yeah, well, yeah. We talked to Bitzy first. Yes.
Okay. Clay, what's up with you?
I'm just like wondering what it's like to be a real princess. What's that like?
Clay, you would be the prettiest princess.
Oh, thanks, Neil.
I haven't lived like a princess, so I don't know.
But you are one.
So far, it's just been people following me around and I think burnt down my village and maybe killed
yes.
my father.
Must be nice. By the way, like, Clay scratches out the title for a song which says The New Kids on the Block and has replaced it with The Princess and the Thief.
Who's the thief?
Slick.
Oh.
Isn't he?
Sorry, I missed that last bit.
He's like a sneaky guy. He's a sneaky
Yeah.
boy.
I'm
Like
a
a vagabond?
vagabond.
Yeah.
Vagabond? How do you say it?
Vagabond.
Yeah.
Yeah, vagabond.
Okay. Well, what's first?
Well, we need to find out, what Bitzy thinks about all this, don't we?
Yeah, and also with you.
Well, we're gonna need probably Bitzy to help track down those kids anyway. So, hey Bitzy, have you been listening to this?
So there is a momentary delay, and then she pops into the chat. It says, "Fuck's sake, what is it now?"
Oh, whoa, hey, I didn't want
Whoa.
to bother you if you're busy. We just if it's a bad time, we can come back to you. I just was wondering if you would be able to help Slick out with locating a couple of kids who've gone missing and might be in Portland.
Shit, wasn't there some way of doing this before the Matrix was around? I'm sorry, I've got things going on right now, and I can't.
No stress. No stress. If you're busy, you're busy. You deal with whatever it is you're dealing with. No, I forget I asked.
Are you alright, Betsy?
Do you need any help?
Yeah, no, just don't worry about me. I'll check in later. I'm sure you'll be fine. She logs off.
Jeez. Who spat in her cereal?
Neil, I haven't known Bitzy as long as you have, but that's not what I consider normal. Like, that's out of character.
That would
right?
be falling off the edge of the bell curve a bit, yeah.
Did it sound like Bitsy?
Her accent wasn't as strong as usual, but I think that was just the performance.
Yes, for all intents and purposes, her normal kind of Brooklyn accent is kind of in place, and it appears, it's her icon and everything, and her voice.
Okay, well, that being the case, I guess we should head up Franklin and see if you can help locate these kids. I don't know if you'll work gratis or not.
Is Bitzy all right though, Neil?
Man, I'm of the my policy is like if someone wants some space, you give them some space.
Hmm.
You're acting like you've never been grumpy before, Slick.
Oh, I don't know. You just know her best, Neil. I was just curious to see what you thought. She's not normally like that. She's normally pretty cheerful.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's like talking outside of school. Is that the? I can't remember if that's the thing or not. But she was with this guy, right? And he was an internet wizard, a Technomancer. And that went weird. And also, Deckers and Technomancers have this weird kind of thing going on anyway, because one is like proper and the other's magic. Anyway, so she has some kind of issue with Franklin. Can you guys hear me all right? I can't even hear myself. There's a helicopter.
It's
Yeah,
very
I can hear
noisy.
you better than the helicopter.
Okay, sweet.
I can hear both because
Brilliant.
it's here as well.
So she's, I don't know, suspicious or leery or weary of Franklin. And I think there's definitely something to be said for not involving those two with each other directly at the moment, because that would be confusing, probably awkward, and we live in a violent world.
When we were on the mountain, Bitzy had this weird chat with me about that. Like, she seemed like she was really questioning if the whole weird situation with the other Technomancer should be even a thing. Like, sounded like she had second thoughts and that she wasn't like happy about it.
I don't know. Maybe this kind of sounds like, I don't know. Well, remember when we were in that bar and everybody was all hating on elves? Like, I feel like this is a similar situation. Like, it's just people hating on people.
Oh, it's all in good fun, you know? Well, that's the thing, sorry. Obviously, I'm not racist. And I would never judge anyone based on their...
Well, you can't be. You're an orc.
Thank you. But, you know, and that's just fun. We're like, dandelions and shit. But, I don't know. It seems like, Bitzy, this isn't fun for her. So, what I suggest is we will hit up Franklin about this missing kids issue. And based on how that goes, perhaps we can get him to look into Orla's situation if it seems like he can be trusted and isn't going to charge $1 million. Is it?
That's agreeable. That sounds good to me. I think it'll help us.
Okay, sweet. I was hoping I wasn't saying something stupid. It sounded smart in my head.
Who wants to get in contact with Franklin then?
All right. Well, I'll ring him then. I was waiting for one of you guys to do it. Fine. Right.
Well, who last talked to him?
No, I'll ring mine. I'm the one who likes him the most by the looks
I
of
was-
things. Let's go.
Oh, we can just go full-on group voice chat. We have the technology.
You're muted.
All right. Well, I'll
Yeah, you're
start the
muted.
chat then.
Sorry. We'll just open up the other chat. Oh,
All right.
oh, hey, morning, everyone.
Are we actually going to try this deception?
Jesus
Are we
Christ.
going to pretend that we're not all in the same place? Except for Franklin.
Yeah, all the background noise is identical.
It was a joke. Oh, you guys. I'm not stupid.
Hey, Franklin.
Oh, so you guys like ring me? I answer, I say, I'm on a run, can't talk, and then I hang up on all your asses.
Oh no, he didn't.
Do you think the
What the
Matrix makes people into dicks, or
I mean, it could have been worse. He could have just left us on scene.
Right. Well, Slick sends Franklin a message saying, "We have some. We need some. We need some help. Do you have time to chat?"
You get an out of office reply.
um?
For fuck's sake.
All right. So
I told you,
Bitzy,
Slick. Guy's a fucking
this
tool.
guy. I mean, I'm starting to change my idea a bit here now because that's just rude.
Does the out of office reply have a date when he's back in the office and an an explanation as to where he is?
Absolutely not. It just says to leave a brief description of a brief message, and he'll return. He'll, get in contact
But what
Does
if it's urgent?
if he wants
Who
to.
should we contact if it's urgent?
does it end in warm regards?
Warmest.
Best. Yeah.
Urgent is a matter of perspective.
That's true. Other people's problems are not urgent for me.
And Betty signs off with just regards.
You mean to tell me Franklin doesn't have like a sprite that will triage urgent requests?
I'm sure that's happening behind the
Maybe
scenes.
that sprite sent the out of office fucking reply. You don't fucking know. I'm fucking the wizard behind the curtain here, motherfucker.
It tracks that a sprite that Franklin creates to do that would be also a dick.
All right. Well, Bitzy did have a point. She was like, "Wasn't there a way to do this before the Matrix?" And she's right. We can do some fucking legwork, right? We can. What the fuck is the first thing you do if you don't use the Matrix? Wait, we can still use the Matrix. We're just not
Well,
fucking hackers.
We had an address, right? We could just like do a drive by.
I mean, I've got contacts in bars and stuff, and my bandmates. We can put out some feelers.
Okay. All right. So let's get all the info we can about the subjects and the uncle or whoever it is who lives in Portland, and we find out everything we can find, and then we look at that information and see if anything seems like a thing. All right.
Well, we've got the region. It's Metzger in Portland.
Clay, do you know what that is? Is that a place?
I played Metzger once. It was a bar called the Blue Door.
Oh, not a fan of the name.
Eh.
It's no pissing Baron.
It's a rough neighborhood.
Yeah. It's
Okay. I mean, I think that kind of actually plays to our strengths a little bit because the security level is going to be lower. We won't have to worry as much about Matrix Overwatch, and we can also walk around acting thuggish, by which I mean carrying implements. What are the laws here as regards that?
Well, as usual, laws are only as good as how well they're enforced. And so, to elaborate a little bit, so Progress, which you've been to before, but it's because the history of Portland used to be that it was walled off from the rest of Chertangere, and that's where all the immigrants and humans, undesirables of Ter society, were allowed to exist within Portland. It was also kind of their main nexus point with the outside world, so the fancy elves tend to keep it at arm's length kind of thing. The wall has since come down after the revolution, etc., but Progress is a neighborhood that's never real. Well, Metza is a neighborhood within Progress. Progress is kind of the section of the city, but it's never really recovered or benefited from the change of government. It's basically your Baron's equivalent. So Peace Force don't really go there.
Isn't Progress where Morty and Neil had their apartment?
Possibly, yeah. It's definitely where you went to deal with the what were they? The L not no, there's two. The ADL guys, it's ADL.
I remember being there and getting into a fight.
You know,
the Elf-racists?
Yeah, the Elf racists. That they had a place in Progress.
That was like the first thing we did, right?
Yeah. So it's like that kind of shitty neighborhood mall. I think we all kind of know this sort of place where it's a mall that was probably built decades ago and the neighborhood is rotted around it kind of thing, and now it just sells scratchy cards and liquor and that sort of thing.
What's the opposite of gentrification?
Gentrification?
I was gonna say that slumification.
Something like that, yeah. So that's kind of progress, and yeah, Metza is known as that kind of place, a ghetto within progress. So yeah, peacefuls don't go down there for anything short of some rich guy from downtown has accidentally ended up in the wrong place and got mugged.
Well, you shouldn't have been wearing that.
Or sustained heavy weapons fire or something like that.
Okay, well, that being the case, I suggest we just go there and have a look.
Yeah, road trip.
A group like ours ain't going to stick out in a neighborhood like that.
Urban blight, apparently.
Oh.
How long do you have again, Ola? Because, I mean, I think it is pretty pressing, with my shit. These kids, they're not going to stay missing for very long. How long do you have again?
Don't know.
A few days at least.
Yeah. I feel like these missing kids are a bit more important.
Days, I can't remember if she said so, but she said
remember they're a week.
She would contact you in a day or two, I think, to suss out what your plans were.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, the Daisy reckons that if I go there, it's a bad idea. If her opinion means anything to you.
I wouldn't trust her as far as I can kick her, but I reckon I could kick her 4 to 5 meters. So I'm not sure what the exchange rate is.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, Neil, if you say you trust someone this much, I mean, that's quite a bit, right?
Oh, fuck, that's actually heaps. Damn it. Okay, I need to reconsider my metric. Well, let's do the legwork, and we'll you can think about your thing, Ola, and we can discuss it if necessary, and we can also, once you've made a decision, plan for it in whatever way that may be. And I have an idea that involves blowing things up.
I mean, I'm not going.
Oh, okay then. Well, that's the one that involves the explosions.
Oh. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it, eh?
Cross it with the explosives, set them on the bridge, and then drive over and then blow the bridge?
Yeah, we blow the bridge up as we're crossing it, but weren't actually crossing it.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, I was going to check in with what Franklin was actually up to before we proceed. So is that kind of what you put in chat, that you're trying to break into their network?
Firstly, I am doing totally snooping on it first by trying to track these guys' individual comm links if I can, or just using the group chat as a point of entry, trying to ping them, just sort of see if I can sniff out any funny business before. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna try to get in there.
Okay, so what you could do, again, I'm really remiss in fleshing out some of these rules, so I apologize for that, because it's something I really need to go away and do, which hopefully I'll have some of the time to do. But certainly in the main game, there is a ability which is similar to astral vision that Technomancers have, where they're able to perceive resonance interference, for example. So that is something that you can do without entering a node, for example. So you could, like you say, with your kind of access or with the location that you know of for the chat and the network, you could analyze the network without actually having to penetrate its security, for example.
Exactly, that's exactly what I want to do.
Very good. So yeah, analyze is wow. What have we used in the past for different things? Let me have a look Because, well, I guess it doesn't matter for you. I was thinking either analyze or intuit. I think for a technomancer, well, it's probably largely up to you, because it probably depends on how Franklin is. I see I'm thinking you're probably inclining more towards he's an analytical kind of person.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. He's a bit of an oddball, as Franklin. You know, he, you know, like he is a bit analytical, but then he also equally likes to trust his gut and ignore all logic. So, I mean,
Mechanically, there's no difference at the moment. It's more
yeah, I mean, but
in
like,
the future.
simply because like I'm running on the idea of I think something is up because obviously the information I'm receiving from Bitzy does not mesh with the secret note I received from Bitzy, so I'm going to be intuiting just for shits and giggles.
Cool.
Yeah, so 2 dice, please. After you've let all the 6s out of those dice.
Currently, position is controlled, which is a good thing, it turns out.
Oh.
So, consequence is simple in this case. You can either let this particular opportunity pass you by, or you can try again with a increase in position, so become risky then.
Well, because we're being emotional, we'll just do it again.
Okay.
At risky. 2 dice. Yes.
You have it. Success. Okay, so because I mean you've seen their network before. You've sort of been connected to it.
But now I'm finding myself shut out.
Yeah, but I mean before the areas that were off limits to you were mechanically off limits in terms of you know, pure numbers and logic and machinery, which to your mind equates to the method that a decker would use, which is normal. But this time it's off limits because of some cascading resonance activity for certain.
Does that like does resonance stuff, does it have like a signature of the creator?
Yes, it does.
Right. In which case I would like to use my complex action shop. And if I can, I want to pretend to be like I want to act like I don't know, some unimportant subroutine that no one looks at. I don't know anything about computers, so maybe I shouldn't have played a Technomancer. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, you don't need to think of it in computer terms necessarily, because I mean that's the benefit of a Technomancer. You're more like an artist than a graphic designer. So essentially, all you're looking to do is disguise yourself, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, you can do that.
All right, and that would be with my hide skill.
That's right.
Which is also 2 dice. Yes, it's all coming together with Franklin Amblecrown. We'll take that 6.
All right, so yeah, you're cloaking yourself essentially in the signature that you've successfully detected.
Yeah.
In order to basically persuade the system that
I belong here.
Yeah.
I have a reason to be here. Yeah, and no, I can't have 2 complex actions at once. So I guess that's sustained shop. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to poke around. I want to see what exactly has changed in the network since we've started operating in the tour. Like, Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess once again, now that I'm inside, I'm just gonna kind of slow down and look around inside the network, and maybe this time I'll analyze because I'm being calculating. I'm stalking my prey
Cool.
for 2 dice.
So at the moment it's controlled because you are cloaked, which
Ooh.
this is a good thing. So consequence in this case, I guess it's reasonable for it to be similar in that the more you're poking around, the more risky it becomes. So it's just taking some time to get what you're after, unless you want to proceed now. Otherwise, you might have to wait a little bit and do something else.
No, I will take my time now.
Okay. So I'll go back to the others in the interim. So what are you guys up to?
Well,
Sorry,
we're about
just-
to hitch a ride, aren't we?
Yeah.
Carpool.
Sorry, can I just interrupt for a second? What network was he snooping into, just for the sake of my notes?
So it's your, not exactly your group chat. It's bigger than that. It's your group network. So it's like if you just say like your group node or group, group node would be the thing.
Sneaky little fucker.
So the consequence, or not the consequence as such, but what you have now anyway, Franklin, is that you are piggybacked in. So what you were doing previously when we did that role is interrogating what was already in the system, but you have eyes and ears of what's currently happening as well, without a test.
Is there a cache as well?
Of what has happened?
Like previous messages, that sort of thing. The other group chat that maybe I can see now.
Yes. But in terms of access, yeah. So like I say, anything previously is kind of still, you have to tiptoe around. So you can't access any of that stuff yet, but you can see it exists and you can make yourself part of it from now on.
For roleplay purposes, I just see like a door right next to the other lounge where we've been hanging out, but with a no Franklin sign on it.
What the fuck is this? I knew I was right to tell these guys to get screwed.
No Franklins allowed. Oh, Morty, you should grow a goatee and then dress up as Heisenberg for Halloween.
Well, we're getting in the car, aren't we? We're going on a car journey.
Oh, can I reach out to my bandmates and get them to hopefully utilize their contacts?
What about Kane from CNC?
Yeah, so what we can do now is essentially a little bit of a montage.
Oh, yes. Montage.
Because
you're
gathering
montage music. I insist upon montage music. Like, someone can make some sounds happen somehow, surely.
Even Rocky had a montage.
All right, just keep singing that montage song. It'll be great.
But stay on mute while you do it.
I can only remember that one line.
Sports training montage.
Because Clay, essentially, what you'd potentially be doing is socialize.
Yeah. Let's do that.
And like, if you're looking at doing some physical reconnaissance, then depending on what form that's taking, if you're just sort of doing a drive-by in the car and having a look for stuff, you might be looking at sort of analyze. or seek if you're looking for something in particular. If you are stopping and talking to people as well, then you could be doing socialize, or you might be looking at doing influence to find somebody who can tell you stuff, that sort of thing, like browbeating people. So just bear that in mind. We'll do Clay first because we kind of know he's stated what he's trying to do.
3 dice,
To his
please.
contacts. Yeah. So success with a consequence in this case. So it's controlled, so there isn't really anything particularly major that would happen. Again, it's probably more just a case of there's a bit of lag time in getting the information, because it's fairly specific. I guess something that you do learn for free is that most people haven't really heard of him. He's obviously not a big fish. So that's something. But yeah, give it a bit more time and people sort of say they'll come back to you. Unless you want to resist that consequence.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so Slick, do you know what you might be doing to get information?
Well, right, yeah, we've done a montage.
Well, this is still part of the montage, I suppose.
I suppose, like, Slick himself doesn't know the area, does he? I've not been here before, have I?
No. But it is very familiar to you, regardless, in that it bears all the hallmarks of where you grew up. You've got barefoot children playing in the street, at least during the day. The streets are in a fairly extreme state of disrepair, broken down cars on the sides of the road, and throngs of people entertaining themselves the old-fashioned way, either through street drama or violence.
Right. Well, in that case, I think I'd probably start off with kind of just creating my own like mental checklist, because I know they're both. You say they're 16, so he knows they're 16. So there's gonna be locations that they're more likely to hang out. Like there's probably within this area gonna be, like you say, certain areas where kids tend to play or like teenagers tend to hang out. So I feel like Slick's already coming up with a bit of a mental checklist. Also, maybe analyzing.
You're not far off 16 anyway, so.
Yeah, he knows.
So they're. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of trying to analyze my surroundings a bit. Have a lay of the city, or is there? Can I can still just like Google Maps. I can just have a look around in my own like sort of vision, can't I?
Yes, you can. A side effect of the disrepair of the place is present in its matrix information as well. Because if you imagine the likes of at least the sixth world equivalent of Google, they're not going to drive high-tech vehicles down here to map it out and get a high-res image. Like there'll be some stuff that'll be out of date or just patchy, essentially. So the pictures that you would get would be of the neighborhood when it was probably thriving, or there'd just be no information received or really blocky, grainy images, that sort of thing.
Right.
So it's not quite as useful as it would be today, unfortunately.
Right. Well, maybe I'll have to just start just having a bit of a patrol myself. Then I know the area, seeing if any locations match, what I'm looking for.
Okay. And yeah, you're looking for places where kids hang out, essentially.
Yeah, obviously I kind of know their age. I know where I'd want to be. There's always a certain area where you can just hang out. Outside of vision. There's always spots. There's always them teen spots, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking seek is a decent action to get that kind of information. But
Yes.
analyze is also possible if that's kind of how you want to go.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go for analyze because my seek is terrible, non-existent, which is something I want to work on. But anyway, yeah, if analyze is alright, I'll go for analyze. I've got 2 in analyze.
Yeah, seek would probably give you more targeted information, but analyze at least could give you a picture of the neighborhood. Nice. So everything, like I say, it's daytime because I think we're probably rolling onto around midday by now. It's not particularly dangerous at the moment because all of the street monsters are still asleep. There's a little bit of scuffles, that sort of thing, people arguing over unpaid debts, that sort of thing, and women and vehicles, but nothing majorly violent happening. The picture that you kind of build up of the neighborhood is that there are a few kind of main streets with not exactly high-rise buildings, but apartment buildings facing each other, making it feel more narrow than it actually is, and that's not helped by all of the detritus and broken down vehicles on the street, that sort of thing, making it hard to navigate. So most people tend to traverse on foot, which does put a lot of throngs of people around the place. They don't seem to move around much. Lots of people just hanging out on the street, not really moving up and down, but you do notice that there is some movement that tends to center in on a point which on the map is marked down as Metzger Park, or what used to be Metzger Park. There are a few very sad and dilapidated looking trees that still poke their way up from the ground. Otherwise, mostly it's covered in the ruins of old caravans and shantytown construction. Several of them built on top of each other, so it looks kind of like the equivalent of a very crudely made human anthill with smoke rising out of it at various points.
Alright, I'm starting to feel a little bit conspicuous. This car's a piece of shit in the nice part of town, but here it's like a bit too flash. Clay, what is the most popular current trog rock song, do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't really listen to the top 40 or anything.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, trog rock never gets in the fucking top 40 anyway, except for that fucking pop shit. Pop trog rock obviously is an abortion, but okay, fuck it. I'm going to get on Spotify and look for the highest charting trog rock song of the last 2 years, and I'm going to play that really loud so at least it looks like we're the sort of scumbags who belong in this area.
Kind of going for the high-end gangster look.
I mean, in this neighborhood, this thing is basically an Escalade. I know it's in like an aging Toyota, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, turns a few heads, but yeah, I guess the music helps mitigate the opinions a little bit.
Camouflage.
Maybe it probably changes the looks from covetous to more respectful.
Also, me and Neil could be like elbows out the window on either side. So
yes.
Everyone else, like, does it have tinted windows on the back or anything?
Probably not factory, and Neil wouldn't have bothered. But it's not a bad idea though.
Because it could have been just like, everyone else is just assuming the rest of the car's filled with like-minded people. But
I mean, that's a great idea, and let's do that. But... well, I guess I might as well have a look around and see what I can see. I don't think I've got very many dice to use for this. I would guess analyze is my best. That would be 1.
What are you trying to achieve?
I just want to look around and see if I can see anything useful.
Right, okay.
Can I see any 16-year-olds?
Phrasing?
Yeah, you don't want that quoted out of context, eh?
To be fair, Neil's probably like 22 or something, so it's fine.
Let's skate on past that. Yeah, you can analyze.
Hold on to your butts.
So yeah, either none of them are 16 or they all are. Who knows?
Fuck.
Humans.
You guys all look the same.
Yeah. There's a few orcs around. They're like, no, they're still, he's probably 12, that sort of thing.
Friggin' humans all
Actually,
look 16 until they suddenly look 100.
Are we actually looking for humans, or do we know?
Good question.
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool.
Because that is an important question.
Yeah.
Big difference
Well,
between a 16-year-old orc and
classic
a 16-year-old
racist
elf.
GM and players just like let us assume that they're humans by default. Am I right?
I'm sure I mentioned it last time, but I could be remiss. I don't know.
We need to check our human privilege here.
Orla, so you were staying back. You weren't helping with this.
Would they be? Do you reckon that they would have phones?
More than likely.
Oh shit! Yeah, fucking let's try and contact them.
I'm gonna go on Instagram and like search their names and see if I can find them, because teenagers post heaps of shit on Instagram.
Yeah, that's not a bad point there, Orla. But I don't know if kids from the Barrens were really too bothered with that. I never really bothered with that.
Also, in this future we're talking about, is there? And there's several mega corporations. Is there a ubiquitous social media platform? I imagine there's probably a few competing ones.
There's several. I think the ones I've seen mentioned in the book there's like MeFeed, but yeah, I think there's a bunch of them, no doubt.
That's a terrible name. It's as bad as real ones.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's very appropriate. It's really clunky and stupid, just like ours.
I'll just troll the social media and see if I can find them.
Well, because you have a little more. Yeah, you have a little more information than just their names as well. By the way, because Charles isn't completely useless. He would have what they look like as well, like pictures. You'd have pictures.
So better than the typical Johnson of here are their names, and I cannot tell you any further details for my own reasons.
That's right. Yeah, he doesn't have any pictures of the uncle because he's never met him. But of course, these kids were coming around the shelter quite often, so he's got pictures and potentially sound clips and stuff like that as well. But yeah, he never followed them on social media, so he doesn't have any of that stuff. You could try and find it. It's probably going to be a query that you'll need to make on the matrix. So let's see.
Yeah, I'll just search each of their names individually.
It's basically going to be seek that you'll be looking for.
One, please.
Okay, so success with a consequence. So in this case, again, pretty low level of risk. It's more that the information seems to be out of date, so you're able to sort of find their profiles, but there's nothing recent. But it's possible, because I assume really what you were after was trying to figure out a connection to their their phones or their network kind of thing, which someone could pursue, but it's beyond your knowledge. That would require a specialist. Yeah, I was going to say break time's about now as well.
Yeah. I also on the side want to do a Google and see how much it costs to fly to Korea and get plastic surgery to change my face.
Okay. Probably don't have to go
Just in
that
case. Just in case. Well, they're very good at their jobs in Korea. They do plastic surgeries all the time. But maybe just the surgery, just as a last resort, if I need to change my face.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's take a 10-minute break. And
Cool.
Back after that. You've done your Instagram search, and you found some evidence, but yeah, going any further than that would require someone who's a little more knowledge, is a little more deep.
Hmm.
What else were you guys doing? Actually, I guess we can kind of go back to, well, depending, like, is anybody else kind of doing anything at this point? Or are you
Yeah, well,
kinda...
I figured, I thought I wanted Slick to be able to, like, if he could start. Did you say there was like a bit of a camp, like this ant hill of like where the humans would kind of live in? Like,
Yep.
I imagine as well. I don't know if I'd have to spend a karma for this, but I feel like Slick would be carrying not even necessarily money, just loads of things that might be he would know that would be very handy for like people, in his position. Like, I want to go and not necessarily bribe them, but like, I know what it's like to live out on the street, so I might have, a battery pack that's gonna, I don't know, charge their fucking home for the day or something. Like, I feel like I would have
It's
things that are
nice
going to
and
be helpful for
handy.
them to maybe help me get info.
I hand Slick a brand new pack, still in the plastic wrap, of menthol Ultra J's.
That I'm sure that could always be handy. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so you're gonna head over to Metzger Park and start sort of questioning people.
Yeah, because I'm also obviously, I might not want to mention Miles and Grace straight off the bat. I feel like maybe they're not going to know where, two random people are. So maybe normally these areas are run by gangs. So I might also be asking, where are the locations of these gangs? Because this could be locations of where, the kids might be. But, we are still looking for, the uncle. But yeah, I'm kind of asking in those sorts of areas.
Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll park the Toyota, whatever it is, up within sight of where Slick's going, and then just lean against it, looking vaguely menacing.
Yeah, I probably want to do this on my own.
Yeah, I'll just be within sight, so that if we see anything going down, we can back you up and just stand around, basically.
Yeah, I can do that too.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, as you sort of roll up, there's a bunch of sort of cars parked in random locations. There's no particular order to it around this sort of place. Some of them look like they work, some of them don't. Lots of people hanging around here and going in and out of the kind of warrens that make up the interior. But a young girl who looks very skinny underneath her baggy clothes, which seem to be mostly comprised of some sort of combat armor, comes up to you, Neil. Says, looking to buy. She
What
kind
do
of
you got?
looks over at your car. We get everything that's red on the street. The only good news. You got a hard case up here, yeah?
Table talk. What the fuck does that mean?
That'd be a rigging thing, right?
You got data check? You want to buy some beetles?
I assume it's something like that.
Yeah, like this is probably this isn't normal, or this isn't lingo you're familiar with. I mean, every area kind of has its own particular way. It's not like there's a universal, and it changes and morphs. And it's probably been a while since you hung out in those areas in the Barrens. Anyway, last time would have been with your Stanley thing. So yeah, you're probably guessing, but it sounds like that's probably what she's talking about.
Yeah, not interested in any of that. Could be after some info for the right price.
What's the right price?
Well, it depends on the quality of the info, isn't it?
Seem to be at a standstill here, mister.
Tell you what, I'll give you a couple of headshots. If you can place any of these people nearby, there's 200 in it, if I can confirm it.
You PF?
Look, I'm not from around here. Talk plain.
You with the city?
No.
Wait, by city does she mean what do we have? Like progress or?
I assume she means am I like fucking police?
Oh, like police force?
Police force.
Turtango, it's Peace Force. Yeah. Stinger Bell. Fire Babel back. Haha, take this.
Yeah.
Now you don't know what I'm talking about. So she says, what's the going price for the info?
200, I confirm the sighting. 500 if I can get in contact with them.
I'm going to make that from the next mark, my friend. I'm spinning sitting here talking to you.
Don't pretend like you can sell this anywhere else. No one else is interested in these marks.
Are you doing anything to make that particular point?
No. This is just straight up and plain. I actually don't know how I could leverage Technomancer on this one, to be honest with you.
All right, so she just shrugs her skinny shoulders and says, walk on.
You walk on. I was here first.
You're not from around here, son.
Imagine this look, but it's an orc. It's more menacing, I promise you.
Walk on home, boy.
She goes, be seeing you.
So I queue up walk, the Trog Rock cover, originally by Pantera.
All right, so she spins around and runs back into the warren.
Go on, get.
Street scum.
Slick, what were you up to? Making the
well,
rounds?
Yeah, just obviously having a wander around, but I feel like I want to, maybe approach somebody that, maybe if there's somebody that's obviously going to be a lot nicer to me. I'm not looking for an aggressive person, so like maybe if there's like a mother on perched outside her house or something, or maybe there are other kids knocking about. So just approach somebody that looks fairly safe and just have a convo.
Okay. So yeah, you do spy somebody like that. It's a young orc woman. She's dressed kind of in a shawl. She's breastfeeding a baby, hanging out on the steps of her particular shack, sort of looking down into a sort of clearing that's been made like a circular shape between the different wrecks and caravans and shanties. There's a small cook fire in the middle of it, and there's a young girl there who's bubbling something in a pot.
I'd like to approach by saying hello.
Okay, so yeah, she looks over at you and her face immediately gets a guarded expression. You're new.
Is she sat down or stood up?
She stood up.
Right, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not from round here. I'm actually just thinking maybe you could help me out. I'm looking for somebody. You know, I'm here to I'm here to help a friend. Um, would you know where to go looking for somebody if I was trying to find anybody? Does anybody go missing around here?
Sometimes. What kind of help are you looking at giving them?
Well, they might be in trouble. They might be all right. That's what I'm here to find out. They're two kids, 16. I just thought maybe. Is there any rings around here that like scooping up kids, or is there an area where they would be likely to live? I'm trying to find their uncle. You see.
What's your interest?
Well, I'm here to help them. You know, they might be in trouble.
Why though? Nobody comes down here and help anybody here. This is
Well,
all sounding pretty fucking strange.
I'm from these areas. I grew up in the Barrens. I'm here to change things.
Why are you here? You got out, right?
Well, some people want to change things. I'm here to make things better. Do you not want to make things better?
Man, they must have given you some good stuff, huh?
Hey, look, I understand if you don't want to let some info go, but you know, I'll move on if you're not comfortable.
What harm can you do, I suppose? Oh, my camera's just run out of power. Gonna have to figure out a way to extend the life of that. So yeah, she just says, yeah, well, hey, it's your life, man. Like, what does he want to know? Want to find these kids? Like, if there's, what's the uncle? Who's he?
I don't actually know his name. I just know that the kids' names are Miles and Grace.
You do have the name of the uncle.
Do we?
Yeah, Raz.
Oh, Raz. Okay. Yeah. Raz is the uncle. You heard of him?
So yeah, you see her eyes kind of flicker. Doesn't sound familiar.
You said, sorry, tabletop Ben. You said she was nursing a baby, was she?
Mm-hmm.
Could I like say that maybe I had, I handed. This is where I would then hand over. I don't know, some like fucking mega nutritional baby food, or I don't know, like an immunization jab or something, just to.
Just one of those fucking street jabs, you know.
You know, I don't know, like maybe there's some like I don't know disease or like there's a regular thing. I don't know. I've got shit, don't I? I want to use some of my shit to.
Your
to
place
give
his
to it.
palm on the top of the baby's head.
Yeah, for something that's
Full
specific,
circle,
I
dot,
would
dot.
say karma. It would cost you.
All right. Yeah,
But yeah, you could do that.
I would like to do that then. How
Okay.
much is it? Just the one karma?
Yeah, just one.
Well.
So you walk around
Thanks.
carrying that sort of stuff.
Also,
Getting-
Ben, I just wanted to clarify as well. Like, I haven't actually rolled. I didn't do any. I've got one karma now. Everyone else.
Oh well,
great
you
karma.
went drinking with Neil, didn't you? And you were trying out his lifestyle to get, because that's what.
Yeah, I thought that was it, but I never actually rolled to recuperate my karma.
You can do that now.
Oh well.
Speaking of
I
that,
thought I'd
I
do that.
overindulged, but does that mean I have full karma now, or do I get nothing?
No, you get full karma.
Oh, yes.
It'd be pretty grim otherwise. Jesus.
Well, quite.
Yeah, Ola would be screwed. She'd never have any karma.
Oh god.
And what do I roll for that?
It's your worst attribute.
Okay, 2 then. 2 dice.
If he glitches out, can he like attempt to give one of those street inoculations to an anti-vaxxer?
It's he's not doing a test for that sort of thing, but yes, potentially. So that means you take the best of those two, so you get 5 karma back.
Oh, sweet.
All right, so yeah, she hesitantly takes it from you, and her face kind of softens a little bit, and she says, "Man, if you're from here, you know that talking to the wrong people, like I have to live here, my kids have to live here. I can tell you something, but I just hope nothing bad comes of it, if you know what I'm saying."
Wait, so are you more concerned about yourself? Are you going to be a risk?
If it gets back that I I I'm the one talking to you, then maybe, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it means to you, but I can assure you that's not going to happen. I've got I'm lucky enough to have a group of friends with me. We're very capable.
Maybe you are here to do what you say. I don't know. I ain't never heard anything like that outside the movies before, so who knows. But yeah, most people around here know Raz. He runs his own crew. They're purveyors of dreams, if you know what I mean. And they tend to put kids like the one you're talking about to work distribution.
Right. Where would I find? Would you know where to find Raz?
Yeah, there's a bar in here. It's called the Pit. They tend to go there when they got reasons to celebrate.
Right. Well, thank you. I really appreciate the information. I'm glad you told me.
So you
Movies
made
are
it.
real.
Yeah, you made it out, huh?
Yeah, I did. I was one of the very lucky ones.
Yeah, well, hopefully there are a few more lucky ones.
Well, things are changing, and if I've got anything to do with it, then yeah, there is going to be more people. There is going to be more of us.
And good luck.
Thank you. I'd like to then just nice and calmly leave, and head back to the car.
Okay. Okay, Franklin.
Yes.
Is there anything that you'd like to do at this point in time? Or do you want to retry your access?
I was actually thinking about like to try another tech because I've just sort of been thinking about what I assume Flick has actually done, which has been to like sort of like a jellyfish per se, just sort of like envelop his prey. He's somehow like put a filter, I guess, around the network so that everything goes through him first or something. So I kind of want to like try to break that.
Right, so wrest control of the system, essentially.
Yes, essentially. But how I'd like to do that is similarly to how I got in. I'd like to stop just and really pay very close attention to everything. Just, like what's talking to what, how often is it talking to it, what's do its signals look like, and then I basically want to pretend to be Flick's filter for a bit. So similarly, how he was pretending to be Bitzy, I want to pretend to be the gang.
Okay. So it's probably similar to what you did before, which is analyzing and then adjusting your shop.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. All right.
So I guess that's 2 dice for analyze.
Yep. This will be risky.
Then I would like to push and use 2 karma for a 3rd dice.
Very well.
And I currently have yes. Okay. I have 3 karma left. Okay. So yes, 3 dice. Yes.
A lot of 6 and 1 going on, isn't there? It's kind of like knife edge kind of stuff.
Yep. This is the dice, the roll that matters. And the next one as well. The next one also matters.
Okay. So yeah, the next one will be controlled, same kind of thing, because you're able to analyze without being detected and get the relevant information that you needed to successfully infiltrate the system to another degree.
Now, am I hiding amongst the system, or am I going to be pretending? I'm going to be pretending to be the input that's coming into the network. So would that be? Could I say that's either is that influence or perform?
I'd say perform. Like there's very rarely a thing that would be one action or the other. It's just some actions will give you greater effect. So I would say perform would give you greater effect in this case.
Okay. Perform, it shall be burning. This is very important in my view, because I actually think like Franklin's sort of thinking is that like if Bitzy isn't like physically kidnapped, she certainly is digitally kidnapped. So which for a Decker essentially amounts to the same thing. So yeah, I'm going to burn another 2 karma, leaving me with 1 for a 3rd dice to do perform.
Okay.
I'll take a 5.
Success with a consequence. So in this case, the consequence will be you will have a limited window that you're able to successfully spoof the team. At the end of that window, it won't raise an alarm because it's not a risky test, but your privilege level of access will end at that stage.
So that's basically putting like a countdown on when I have to attempt to wrest control of the network from Flick.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
So during that countdown, I'm basically going to be like trying to once again learn as much as I can about Flick and what's going on to like give myself an edge when it comes time to like wrest control of the system.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we'll say it's 6 hours is how long you've got.
Sweet.
Yeah, which should probably be a decent amount of time for you to get that kind of information. So essentially you're looking back through all the logs and all that sort of stuff.
So my goal here is that Flick's kind of isolated as well, though, right?
Yes. Yeah, so he can't... well, if he's speaking to the team, you're getting the message. Is that kind of where you're going with that? It's not to them?
Yeah. Cool. And so if I call them, he won't know.
Yes.
Okay, I call them.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey guys, can't talk very long. Your Decca's crazy ex-boyfriend has kidnapped her, I'm pretty sure. It's fine, I'm handling it.
What?
Just be careful with what you say on comms, okay?
What?
Your Decca
You calm him
has
down.
been
Sorry.
kidnapped.
Let me be clear. I understand what you're saying, and it disturbs me greatly. We need to. Can you get in contact with us? Is this secure?
Yeah, this is secure. Currently, I'm pretending to be all of you guys, which is interesting.
You could carry up the style.
Well, don't you? Yeah, like it is a challenge carrying off your style. Like, don't get me wrong. And I'm giving it a good go. Doing my best here. But I'm under a bit of pressure. So, yeah. If Bitzy contacts you, assume it's somehow Flick pretending to be her. Well, I've got a few ideas about how he's managing to pull it off. It's a little bit amateur hour over there, but yeah. But currently, I'm pretending to be him, and eventually, I'm going to wrest control of the system from him. Capiche?
Who aren't you pretending to be? If I watch the news tonight, is you being the president doing the fucking State of the Union? What?
Look, I'm not currently, but you know what? Give me a couple of weeks. I reckon I could.
Let's put a pin in that.
A hell of a tangent to go on.
Thank you.
I just look over at Clay as if to say, you can read this in Neil's eyes. What the fuck?
It's pretty common.
You can
My
tell that
eyes
there
read
is.
back. Do you trust him?
Anyway, I've got shit to do. I'm gonna hang up now. Okay, bye. Click.
All right, sweet. So basically, I just cut my comlink completely from the matrix.
Okay.
And I say, I'm like, everyone. Oh, who's around me right now? Just Clay and Ola, right?
No,
Well,
I'm
it's
not
not
there.
there.
Slick's there.
Okay.
I'm there.
So,
It's
Flick's off
just-
talking to some people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slick's on his way
So I
back.
just say to,
Yeah.
so I'm just say to Clay, I'm just like, go offline.
Wouldn't that be suspicious?
Yes, but we need to talk about this.
Oh, okay. Can I just put it in airplane mode or something?
I don't know how secure that is. I don't even know.
Airplane mode plus plus. Okay, I'll turn it off.
Wait, do you have it like a handset?
No, it's in the.
It's in the dome? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Weird.
Just as an aside, Franklin, your level of control at the moment is sufficient that you would be able to listen in regardless. Because you can make the device appear that it's off and disconnected.
I am but a man, and I have greater things to focus on. They don't know that, however.
No.
Would Neil know that that is possible?
But I have things that I'm meant to be doing right now, and I'm feverishly doing them while you two are conducting this conversation.
That's not really Neil's expertise. Would you agree?
When I originally developed the character, it was, but I didn't end up having the skill points to make that a reality.
Because it's more the hacking side of things.
Yeah, he was supposed to be good with computers, but you only get so many skill points. And yeah. Anyway.
Like if you turned your device off before he'd hacked it, then yeah, sure, he would have no way of accessing it. But yeah, at the moment, he would have easily been able to put in backdoors and that sort of thing.
Look at the kid. All right, sweet. Well, Neil assumes that turning it off. I mean, it's in his dome, so can he not? Fuck it, I don't care. He turns it off as well as he can. If that's not good enough, he doesn't know it's not good enough. And I just say to Clay, I don't know who the fuck to trust right now. Like, Bitzy was being like a bit of a dick earlier, but if that was Flick pretending to be her, that would make sense. But if she was actually just stressed out because she was dealing with being hacked, was that because of Flick or was it because of Franklin? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, up until this point, as much as a dick Franklin's been, he's not given us cause to distrust him. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is. He came through for us, but he did a thing that was like real good. But if you were trying to win the trust of some people, wouldn't you do a thing that is good for them first?
I mean, if I was trying to win the trust of someone, I would probably not be such an antagonistic prick about everything.
That's true, but he's look, man, don't be too judgy. I think he's probably on the spectrum.
I mean, okay.
Just point of order here that if it's a spectrum, then everyone's on it. Just saying.
Well, actually, this is actually
Touché.
my belief as well, because the medical version of the spectrum spreads from Asperger's to catatonic, whereas I think it actually goes from Chad to catatonic, with nerds here and Aspies here, and like we're all on it. I quite agree, but Neil has the more conventional understanding of it.
Okay.
I think this could be big fucking trouble, Clay. If our comms aren't secure, and the problem is we don't know who they're not secure from. Or more to the point, we know they're not secure from fucking everyone, but we don't know who out of everyone can be trusted. And even if we do decide who to trust, it's still not secure, and then we've got to deal with that. We've got 3 things to do. That's a problem. There's 3 problems, and how's your multitasking?
I mean, yeah, I've actually got something on the back burner that I need to do as well, but who's counting?
Oh, great. Yeah, I was just thinking that this shit isn't fucking complicated enough. But you reckon Franklin's on the level?
I didn't say that. I just said he hasn't. Oh.
I'll take a hunch.
Did you hear that?
I heard it.
He's very squeaky.
Yeah.
He hasn't breached trust yet.
Yeah, well, we're pretty low on options, so
let's just see how it plays out for now.
Okay, but in group chat we act like everything is normal. But at first opportunity, anyone we need to get tell Flick and all offline the same thing.
For sure. Yeah. Let's just remain goal oriented on this. The reason we're in this place for now, and
yeah, I mean that's a good cover in itself too. It's just doing this thing. Because I mean, the other thing is, what would these people's goals be? Because Franklin, I don't know. Flick, he's probably like all butthurt because Bitzy, I don't know what their personal situation. Presumably, it's the sort of thing that could make a person upset.
Emotions, am I right?
Right, exactly, quite. And Bitzy, I mean,
Franklin's motive could be to gain our confidence, and
but if Franklin's right and he kidnapped Bitzy, we need to fucking prioritize that right fucking now. We need to be
right. Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I don't know, because if I want to know where someone is and it's a Matrix thing, I ask Bitzy, and we can ask Franklin. I guess we've got no fucking choice, right? This is called out. Well, it's not a bluff. It's this is our only option left. Is we trust Franklin, and if it all goes tits up, then fucking that's what just happened, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
did we lose Slick?
Okay, so all right. So as soon as Slick gets back, we'll loop him in and then we'll chase up Orla, and from there we've got to try and then we'll talk to Franklin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, Clay. Okay.
Now, while they were discussing that, now that Franklin's kind of in control of the network a bit, he wants to regain contact with Communications Penguin to sort of handle communications with the real gang for me, and Enforcer Penguin if he can.
Sorry, run that by me again.
The two sprites I summoned earlier. I want to see if I can recontact them.
So, yeah, the one that you sent to provide security, like I say, still can't be contacted.
That's
So
worrying.
the most likely explanation is that it is still providing security to his cyberdeck, which he has probably taken offline.
Oh, okay. That's why he was stressed out. Okay, these are good signs.
But yeah, the other one is still around, obviously.
So he took Bitzy's cyberdeck offline.
Seems likely.
When it is next my turn, it will be my intention to undo that.
Well, what you're getting is that it's probably unplugged. So, offline in that sense.
So he may be with her physically.
Very possibly. But yeah, like, there's obviously a limited information that you can get, but this is sort of based on what you know, that an access point that is completely offline like this means that it's... Because a cyber deck, unlike your particular ability, needs to be jacked into it to activate it.
So then the messenger penguin will send a text message to the group chat that reads thusly: tell those dorks to try and find where Bitzy is physically if they can.
So sorry, what's your intent in sending that so that they get it?
Yeah, so that the gang in real life gets it.
Okay.
And it's also meant to convey like how much of a dick I am as well.
So yeah, you guys get that message. It's like this
Message
is
received.
this is as you're coming up. I mean, because Franklin, you called everybody, so Slick was part of that conversation as well.
What did you say again? I didn't know I was part of that conversation.
Well, Franklin did call the group
muted.
chat. Huh?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, Slick knows. I called the group chat.
We can make it easier potentially and say that you had some interference while you were in the hill because you didn't participate in that conversation. But it's up to you.
Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. So it means that Neil and Clay would have to, well, it's up to them to bring you up to speed potentially, but you definitely get the message that Franklin sent through just then via his proxy saying that you guys need to find out where Bitzy's physical location is.
Dorks.
Okay.
I called them dorks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Neil,
Right, well, surely I'm...
if he's trying to gain our confidence,
by now.
he probably wouldn't be such a prick about it.
Probably be a bit nicer.
Yeah, but some people think they're more charismatic than they are. I mean,
True.
I'm on board for now because we've got no
He's
fucking
just
choice.
weird. I think he's trying to help us, though.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm happy to go along with that assumption for now. I mean, like I say, we've got no fucking choice. If it pans out, great. And if it doesn't, then there's just a problem we couldn't have avoided anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I trust him. I mean, like, I probably spent a bit more time with him on the last mission than you guys did, but I don't know. I didn't get any sense of, I don't know, malice or bad intent from the guy.
What?
He's a bit of a fucking rude dude, but, you know, hey, we're all a bit weird.
It's like he's not
I'm
rude
happy to
dude with an
trust him.
attitude. He's a prick. There's a distinct difference.
Yeah, no. No. I'm a rude dude. Yeah, and he's a prick. That's... Man, sometimes you don't talk very barons, bro. Right.
Yeah,
look,
all right.
I'm picking up what you're putting
easy to get
down.
on with.
Clay already talked me into it. We've got no choice but to trust him for now, so we'll trust him for now. And and if it all pans out, then fucking great. And if it doesn't, then we couldn't have avoided it. I think I'm repeating myself. But we've got to do the thing. If Bitzy's legitimately in danger, we need to do something about it, and we need to do it right. Do it yesterday.
Sweet. Well, I'm sure Franklin will come through good.
All right. So, shall we do that then?
Yeah, physical locations.
Also, I've got some info to share with you guys. You'll like this one, Neil. We got to go to a bar, man. We got to go to another bar. What a shocker! The Pit, it's called.
Sounds mean.
Yeah. So this is apparently where we're gonna find the uncle, and yeah, the uncle's not the nice guy that maybe we were all hoping. He pretty much uses kids to sell and traffic shit and drugs. So yeah.
I thought I'd left the sprawl behind. Maybe everywhere is just the fucking same.
So that's what we're going to be walking into.
That kind of changes things to a dynamic I'm actually slightly more comfortable with, I guess. Okay, sweet. But I gotta tell you, man, Bitzy has to be our number one priority. We either find her, or we confirm that's not even a thing, whatever. But then
there was a call. What did Franklin have to say for himself? What did he actually say?
He said that he's been kidnapped by Flick, his ex, who's also like an internet wizard guy, like Franklin is, which made the whole thing fucking confusing for me. But he said that when we were talking to Bitzy, it probably wasn't Bitzy. It was actually Flick pretending to be Bitzy. Which kind of makes sense because normally she's not a dick, or at least not that kind of dick. So, yeah. And now I've talked myself into believing it too. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I mean, who knows really what's true? To be honest, I don't. Fucking hell.
Okay, so
she didn't sound right though. So yeah, we gotta get on that.
All right. Well, I guess we should. I guess all was hearing this anyway.
Mm-hmm. Am I?
Would you not be for any reason?
Thought you were offline.
No. We're back online now. This is oh wait, are we? Oh,
I thought you were talking IRL in the car.
Yeah.
Not in the car because the car is full of fucking microphones and cameras because it's the middle of the 21st century.
But you were talking IRL.
IRL.
Okay. All right, sweet. Well, I'm like, so Clay, it sounds to you like Franklin thinks he's got control of it. Our network for now, is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we should go and find Orla and clue her in, and then.
Yeah, one moment though. He's like, these kids, they haven't been abducted, have they? They ran away.
Well, chances are they've been picked up because we didn't know what this uncle. We didn't know any info about the uncle beforehand, and now finding out that he is not a nice guy. Yeah, chances are they've been picked up. I reckon with how these things normally work, it's all about making money. I reckon they've not been they're still alive, but they're not in a good situation. They're being used. They're pretty
Sure.
much probably slaves.
But you understand the difference between rescuing someone and attempting to get someone who's there of their own free will out of a bad situation, right?
Yeah, that could become an issue if they they might not want to leave. They might have chosen that.
Yeah,
But,
just
I don't know. We'll have to. Hit
I
that
just wanted to
door.
make sure you're prepared for that possibility.
I mean, yeah. Obviously, I really want to save him, but yeah, I know what you're saying, man.
They have
But
to want to be saved.
We'll hit that speed bump when we get there. Chances are, I think they've made a mistake. I think they've just made a wrong choice, and I think they'll be happy to be given another open door.
All right.
But we'll see.
Man, where's Modu when you need him? That dude was fucking save people for no good reason all the fucking time.
Well, yeah, he'd also give some sort of speech about, how the system of capitalism was imprisoning not only the kids, but the drug dealer himself.
Yeah, but then he talks about this communism thing, which I'm pretty sure is just a product of 20th century fiction. Like, it never existed in the real world, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
they used to talk about elves and dwarves and trolls as fiction.
Oh, shit. Oh.
So you guys heading off to Seoul now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so get in the car. I'm just fucking turning all of the online connectivity shit off and driving it manually.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
Yeah,
Neil, I've never seen you so engaged in the act of driving before.
Hey man, this is like the analog experience. It's so much more like warm and pure than doing it digitally. It's also like quite slow and shit, and you definitely can get arrested for it. But
just quickly, Franklin, the sorts of you'd be aware of, obviously, of what Neil is doing. I assume as part of what you're doing is keeping that off the network. That
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Seeing as it's actually blatantly suspicious behavior.
And I assume with his level of access to the network, he can basically access all the vehicle cameras and shit, and even see us going along, going.
I would like to just quietly chime in on one of the car speakers and be like, if you're trying to be incognito with your network usage, this is the wrong way of going about it. Business as usual is less suspicious than turning everything off.
Okay, so Neil, the first half of that,
Neil.
the first half of that, he pulls into the side of the road and opens the door, and the second half, he's like, nah, closes the door, re-enables grid guide or whatever the fuck it's called, and just sits back and lets the car drive itself.
Clay loudly proclaims, "Wow, that sure was a weird bit of Matrix glitchy stuff, huh, Neil?"
Yes, quite. It is often technology that lets us down despite normally being trustworthy.
Can I just appear in AR space in the car?
Mm-hmm.
I do that. Hi guys.
Hey Franklin.
Franklin, we're trusting you. You got to be on the fucking level here, man, because of all of the anxiety inside of me.
I can maybe this will make you guys feel a little bit better. Bitzy is paying me.
What?
Yeah. Well,
She gave me 6,000 yen to
Why?
because she noticed that something was wrong, something was buggy with her network when she arrived into the tour. She
but she
provided me
hired
with
you that long
6,000
ago?
yen to provide additional support, and then immediately went radio silent, which I thought was suspicious. After I'd provided said additional support in the form of one uber powerful sprite, might I have you know. Um, this, along with the suspicious activity that we noticed on her call with you earlier, is what has led me to the conclusion that the person you spoke with was not in fact Bitzy, but was in fact Flick, her crazy ex-boyfriend who has gone crazy and is doing crazy ex-boyfriend things like freaking the fuck out.
Okay, well, that dude was always more than a little bit weird. Okay,
Based on
so
what's happening, namely pretending to be Bitzy, yeah.
But he did it for
Crazy.
love.
crazy bitch. Okay, well, we're on our way to get Orla. We are going to obviously try to extract Bitzy straight away. What what do you recommend?
Currently, I am interfacing with the network in such a way that it appears that it is business as usual. I'm sending in all the sort of regular signals and what have you that you guys usually put in over the course of a regular day. It's not perfect though. Um, after a while, he may become suspicious. After about, 6 hours, I know that's oddly specific, but don't ask me too much about it, he will notice.
Okay, can you get her location?
I'm working on that. I mean, I can give you a network location, but that's not really much good to you out there in the real. Can I get her location, Ben?
No, not really. Because the only sprite that made it there was the one that got trapped.
Okay, well, until we hear otherwise from you, we're going to go to her DOS and investigate that.
I think, as far as divisions of labor goes, I'm going to continue to follow my mission, which is protect Bitzy and protect their network, which currently means taking out Flick. So you guys focus on getting Bitsy's meat sack, and I'll go kick her crazy ex-boyfriend in the face.
Okay, but right now we have no matrix backup, so we don't know how to find her. Unless she's at her DOS or there's some clue there. But we'll be in contact then, I guess.
What does Bitzy usually do for you guys?
She's Decker, matrix support, security, Overwatch, hacking.
She usually acts all cool and says stuff like, I'm in.
Alright, fine, whatever. I mean, I guess just pretend I'm Bitzy until we get her back for you, alright?
I mean, I assume she spends most of her time in a black hoodie hunched over a cyber deck.
I immediately changed my appearance to a black hoodie hunched over to a cyber deck. Capiche?
Weirdly, I feel more confident now.
Alright, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.
Okay, Orla. Where are you actually at the moment, or what are you doing?
I'm still at my. I'm back at my dorm. As right before I received the call, the group call that Franklin made, I was typing out "You okay?" in a private message to what's her name? What's her name?
Bitzy?
Bitzy. And then when everyone hangs up, delete the message, send a series of question marks to the group chat, and has been pacing ever since.
So there is a rap at the door. Not a gangster rap, just a knocking. Just before anyone goes there.
Hello?
So Daisy's voice. It's me.
Fuck. I open the door. Let her in.
Okay.
Hey.
Bad time?
A bit.
Not thinking about this whole thing with your mother?
I was, and then I wasn't.
Have you come to any definite conclusion?
Yes, but I don't know how to go about it.
Something I've been considering. You know how I feel about the situation, and I think something that could be arranged is for Orla, as she is now, to have a tragic accident.
That had been floated.
Good, because I'll need your help and the help of your associates to pull this off. This is a little far from my realm. There is certain influence I can have, at least to the extent of providing you with the sorts of things that will need to be covered to make this seem real.
And permanent.
Yes. If you're prepared to pay that price.
Yeah.
Good. It's not an easy thing to decide, I know.
It just doesn't sit well with me.
I know. You didn't choose any of this.
So do you have any details, or?
I've only done some preliminary thinking. I wanted to know that you're committed first. Now that I do, I will prepare the tasks that you will need to perform. We need to not only convince the local authorities, but also provide enough evidence that would convince any of my colleagues that might happen to dig a little deeper.
How much time do we have?
I can possibly delay the princess a little longer, but we wouldn't have much longer than 7 days.
Okay. That's cool. I've got a few things to do at the moment. So take your time and let me know what the go is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch. In the meantime, try not to attract any attention.
I remember you asking the same thing of me.
What do you
When
think
we're
the
at-
likelihood is of a repeat performance?
I don't think it'll be quite so explosive.
Okay.
I think we're okay.
Well, I will.
She touches wood.
Yeah, Adeza crosses herself.
Good luck finding any legit wood in this neighborhood.
You know what shits me though, Adeza? I'm not gonna fucking finish my PhD now, am I?
Distance learning?
Not under this name.
Oh.
Oh well. It is what it is.
So yeah, she rises, nods her head, and heads out to the corridor. And yeah, these guys show up.
Hi Ola, let's go.
Did you just see who? Did you just pass?
Huh?
Never mind. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, well, it looks like has kidnapped Bitzy, and I don't know if that's true, but it's the truest thing I know. So
From what? But are we safe? Can I talk?
for now, apparently, we've got a window. We've got like 5 hours and a bit left while Franklin is securing our network, but so we need to move.
Okay, all right. I'll just get some supplies.
Can Slick send a message to Charles updating him on what I know about the uncle and his location? Also telling him that I might not be able to quite get them out yet because I've got a team member down that I have to deal with.
Okay, so yeah, you get a message back just saying, I appreciate your efforts thus far and any thought you can spare. I know you need to look after yourself and your team above all in order to be effective and whole. So I'll just pray that things work out for the best.
Thank you. That is all.
Okay. So what's your next move?
So we'll go around to Bitzy's DOS and see if she'll answer the door.
Who's going?
That's a good point. I came around to pick up Ola so we could all go, but I hadn't thought about that.
We can all go, but I mean, if Flick's there, then he's gonna know that we know.
You mean Flick?
Flick, that's what I said.
Oh, well, we've. Okay. Here's my pitch then. We all go there. One of us, we decide who on the way. We just knock on the door and be casually like, "Hey,
Hey, we've heard you've been stressed. We've brought you some cake.
maybe you could do that, Ola, because you seem like the sort of person who cares about other people, and then like the rest of us can be ready to leap into action if it turns out any action is required. And if she's not there, then we just fucking find out what we can find out. We rifle the place.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. So I mean, I look over at Clay and Slick, and I'm like, does this sound like a plan that's not total dog shit?
I like the sound of it. We just need to all get there. We don't know what the situation is.
In lieu of a better alternative.
Okay.
It's that plan.
Let's roll with that then. So yep, jump back in the Talon and hoon around to
pick up some food.
Yeah. Stop at
Some
the shack.
Yeah, some soy based cake.
Grab some nuts.
Yep. Okay, cool. And you're heading to Bitzy's DOS. So, I mean...
What is a DOS?
Well, it's just slang for room or house, but it usually implies that it's in a crummy neighborhood. In this case, it's not, because she's obviously been making a reasonable amount of money here. Not just for you guys, but so she's kind of got a better equivalent of a middle lifestyle. So kind of a suburban neighborhood kind of apartment.
Damn, guys, I said DOS. I didn't realize I was actually saying mansion. Bit fucking flesh.
Yeah, so it's probably about a 3-story kind of townhousey kind of place. Like, it's not all hers. There's about 3 different apartments within this one building, and there's several copy pasted buildings around it. Indeed. So there is no answer to your inquiry at the door. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to think if there would be like a system set up. Probably not, or at least not a publicly available thing.
Yeah, so basically, we can get to her front door, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her building has security, but you're just required to kind of register, essentially. So you just give your network details, like your public network details, so that there's a record of your entry.
Okay, so Bishop Orla goes in by herself. Franklin, can you get into this building's systems if we need to make a quick entry? Waited.
Mute.
I mean, it's possible. In addition to pretending to be all of you guys, sure, I could do another additional.
I realize you're doing a lot of heavy lifting right now. I wouldn't ask if it was not like quite important. We can kick the fucking door in, but this is a nice neighborhood, and the Peace Force will be all over us pretty quickly. So, you know.
Hey, guy, you're getting paid for this.
You're not
Must be
paying
fucking
me.
nice. Bitzy's paying you, and she ain't paying us. We're doing this for love.
Maybe I can sneak in there and detect it because, we've done it before. Ola can make me invisible. I can get through registration without having to log in.
I just want to pretend. I just want to make the system believe that they actually have every right to be in Bitzy's apartment.
Well, I mean, it's not sort of outside the realms of possibility that I'd show up to as a friend.
But if Franklin can do that, then that would make life much easier and reduce the risk, more importantly, because we don't have to leave you hanging out there with your balls in the wind.
There's 2 things. So, yeah, and again, this is something that Franklin would be able to see. So one is that, Bitzy has given like guest access privileges to all the members of the team. So they don't need to request access to her apartment. They can just drop by. But the caveat is that there's still, entry, registration details, etc., and it's entirely possible that someone might want to have access to that information.
I say we risk it.
Well, that is something that Franklin can do. You don't need to grant them access, but you could either delete their access logs or you could stop them from being sent.
Okay, how about this? Ola's point, she goes in legit, Slick sneaks in, and Clay and I are back up. And you guys yell out if anything gets fucky. And if she doesn't answer the door...
I'm kind of backtracking now a bit. If Franklin's available to do this for us, then surely him blocking the logs is the most important thing. Then we don't have to risk it.
Yeah, okay. So my reasoning is that I am concerned that maybe Flick could have access to who logs into the building. So if it's just Ola, he might think like it's not a big deal. But if you're there for immediate backup, then that gives us a slight edge. And then Clay and I are ready to bust in at a moment's notice, that's what I reckon.
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I like it.
I seen you fucking run up a wall and kick a dude in the head, I don't think they went unappreciated.
She does have a small balcony access, so if that's kind of
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, slick up the balcony, all her up the front door, Clay and fucking Neil waiting just outside of fucking the building surveillance, ready to run in and hit things with sticks.
okay. So yeah, we
If Morty with us, he'd have breaching charges handy.
he would already have explosives in her apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is, if Morty were
What
here...
kind of irresponsible team member doesn't plant explosives in their teammate's house? I mean...
Yeah. But the problem you're not seeing is that if Morty was involved, then we would have had to walk here because he would have already blown up my car.
Shut the roof off at the very least.
Okay, so yeah, we like I say,
miss my Commodore.
in chat, we we're not going to resolve this tonight, even if we went a little bit later. So we will leave it until next week. But yeah, I wanted to take my hats off to you guys because that was some awesome role playing tonight. Really engaging.
Hey.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thanks.
I think for about half the session you sat in a burger bar talking, and it was quite interesting. So.
I just wanted to show everyone that this garlic that I grew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, where's you have a veggie garden out the back or something, or
Yeah.
Huh.
I have many garlics.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How long is that?
How do they grow?
From start to finish?
You put a single clove in the ground, and
then
it
garlics
grows.
them.
It grows.
So-
It grows a whole bulb. You put it in on the shortest
Oh, so it's a
day.
bulb. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know what.
Yeah, and you put it in on the shortest day, and then you harvest on the longest day.
Oh wow, it takes that long to grow.
Yeah.
But I guess it's pretty easy. Like,
But from one clove, you get
A bulb.
what, eight in the bulb,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And then it's just exponential from there.
Yeah.
It's random,
Exactly.
Yeah, you get loads.
interesting. Never knew that.
Hmm.
And, like, you didn't need any special like fertilizer or anything like that, or
Nah, I use seaweed fertilizer on everything though, but like only every month or so.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
peace out, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
See you next week.
See ya.
I just want to say, like, I personally, to give myself a little bit of credit, really enjoying playing someone that no one likes without actually like stealing off them or like making it difficult to complete their plot objectives or anything like that. I'm just a dick.
I'm
Look,
really hoping
look,
that it'll be
look.
like a satisfying arc where, like, you know, eventual respect and mutual admiration or whatever. But it doesn't have to. You can just be a dick forever.
Oh yeah, and I gotta say, like, particularly like AJ, you. I mean, it was a little tricky, but I like. I mean, you all do it to some degree, but definitely I noticed you do it tonight, where you're trying to kind of work Franklin in because you're the character that actually likes him, kind of, or at least did, or
Yeah.
didn't mind him as much. So it's like here's an outreached hand, but of course Franklin's like no.
Smacks it away.
But and normally like improv rules are kind of against that, but I'm hoping at least that I've arranged the story in such a way that it's not immediate refusal, or the refusal isn't like a permanent thing. It just establishes the characters' relationships a little more. So fingers crossed.
Cool.
Like, maybe I'll never be part of the team. Maybe they'll always be the No Franklin. Maybe I'll just be a consultant.
Like the Batman to the Justice League.
Yeah, he's always an outsider.
Yeah, he's important, he's nearby, but he's never really officially a member.
Yeah, that's right.